straight men have plenty of sex, great sex.
I think we would have great sex.
Oh no, oh no, buddy, no.
Welcome back to the Be Free Show, everybody. My name is Brian Terada, and today we are asking the question, do gay men and straight men think the same? Gay men have better sex lives than straight men. Oh wow. Arkel, you disagree.
I disagree. I think straight men have plenty of sex, great sex, depending on the guy.
I just think women are more complicated than men, honestly.
100%, I agree with that.
Based on,
And a guy knows what a guy wants at the end of the day, so.
That's definitely true.
I have a lot of sisters, cousins, and they all seem to kind of say, more of like the traditional, whereas all of my gay friends were always kind of trying to explore and do different. Maybe try this. Yeah.
What is a better sex life? Because I think that's why I hesitated, because we have more sexual partners,
but not
I think on
sex.
average, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's better connected sex. I actually think that the gay community has a really big problem with like passion and connection, and it's all about like the act of sex versus the emotional connection that your body actually has when you have sex with somebody. Arkel, if you whispered in my ear, I think we would have great sex.
Oh no, oh no, buddy, no.
Do you think the lack of emotional availability or emotional intimacy in sex is necessarily a gay or straight thing, or just a man thing?
I think it's a cultural thing.
I think it's a man thing.
Well, I'm just going from my perspective here, like from gay friends of mine and straight friends of mine, what I've seen from what they've shared with me, it doesn't, I don't see much of a difference.
I am open to being in an open relationship.
Sorry, I'm really open.
Tim, do you strongly disagree? You slightly disagree?
Slightly disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like when it comes to this situation, I really don't trust guys. My ex, I told him he could just like fuck whoever he wanted as long as, oh shit, my bad. Fuck whoever he wanted as long as like he didn't tell him he loved them or made an emotional connection. And come to find out, he actually did. Like he had several other relationships going on. Ooh. And it changed my whole perspective like of an open relationship.
I have been in many closed relationships that didn't work for me. So the reason why I'm open to the possibility of being in an open relationship is because I'm trying it as an option to see if it does work. I like sex. I have a lot of flirtation with a lot of people. My last relationship, it was open and it worked because we both had, we traveled a lot and we saw each other, not as often as I would like. So we have needs, we handled the needs, and it actually made our relationship stronger. In the long run, it didn't work out. I do want one partner, but I do feel like it's important to start a relationship, establish trust before you open it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Lots of communication too, for sure.
But I do think it's a possibility. It works for a lot of people.
I have a lot of friends that have open relationships. For me specifically, I know that I still have a lot of trust issues and a lot of insecurities that I need to deal with before I can bring in another person into a relationship. So for me, it's definitely a no.
I'm open to the idea.
Of course.
It's not something I've. What?
I said of course.
Of course. Wait, why of course?
Because you're a straight man.
I'm straight.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
I feel like that's a man's nature, like
right
off the back,
Like evolutionarily,
in
terms of like spreading the seed and that kind of thing. Okay,
basically.
I can see that.
the seed.
But right?
Of course, there's like that idea in my head where I'm thinking, yeah, I would love to sleep with as many women as I can, but then when I think about actually being in a relationship with someone, I wouldn't want to hurt the other person if that were hurting the other person.
Maybe when I was younger, in my early mid-20s, I would have been way over there. But now I've been in a committed relationship with my fiance for 13 years now.
Wow.
And she's actually kind of hinted at like, oh, maybe we should bring in another girl and spice things up a little. But the thought of it, the thought of it, I just can't. Like,
it's a setup.
It just feels, yeah.
For me, like I was raised Catholic and very conservative, and so growing up, it was always like, married to one person, not multiple partners. And so I grew up with that. And even until now, it's still kind of, imposed into my life. And my mom would ask me, like, when are you going to get married? Like, when are you going to have kids? Even though that she knows I'm gay, she still believes that I should be with one person. I should build a family. So it's always kind of brought up on me like that.
But you can still do those things with an open relationship.
I know, but growing up, it's like, that's not what I was told to do. So for me, that's weird and that's not normal, and it's not something that I even consider because it's not something that I was thought on.
A child needs one parent with masculine energy and one with feminine energy.
Completely disagree with that. I actually know a couple who have a kid. They're both pretty masculine and they don't need someone to be masculine to raise a child. I think that's completely old school and this is modern times, and why does that even matter?
I completely disagree. Even though it's modern times, you need a man to discipline, you need a man to take care of the house, you need a man to fight off strangers. It's just been for thousands of years. I don't know how else to say. It's not that anybody's discriminating against gay people and gay family, but like having a good man at home and a good feminine energy, it balances.
Wait, sorry, Ryan, why did that make you disagree?
Well, no, I was just thinking. I was just thinking to myself, like I was indecisive when I was on the line. Then I realized if it's overly masculine or overly feminine in a household, I mean, it's not just the parents that raise a kid. I mean, they grow up with friends with family, what they see on TV, social media.
Balance.
It takes a village.
So even if it's overly masculine feminine home, they're going to learn the other side one way or another.
You don't need two parents. You can have one parent. You don't need parents at all.
It's ideal.
It's a hard question.
It's ideal.
But you're denying that a person has a masculine and feminine energy. Every person does. Some men are more feminine and some women are more masculine based on traditional gender roles. I actually believe that traditional gender roles are kind of ruining society. Oh, wow. We're too focused on extremism and that you have to be one or the other, but I think that in every aspect of life, most people actually fall more in the middle and they have more duality, more layers, and more balance. And we are being forced to be like, I have to be masculine, I have to be feminine, but most of us are in the middle.
I think we should stay away from the argument of it's always been done this way, therefore that's the best way, because that doesn't hold up like all throughout history. But I'm on your side here, where there should be some masculine and some feminine energy. But the reason for that is sometimes you need the masculine energy, like you were saying, for the sense of discipline.
Do you need a father for that?
You need a masculine figure.
I grew up without a father, and I was disciplined. I was told what's right, what's wrong.
Then whoever was telling you that was the masculine figure.
It was my mother.
She can be masculine too, like he was saying.
There's one thing that matters to me, and it's that, do you care about the child, and are you ready to accept whatever challenge they face growing up? Are you going to help them through it and be compassionate for your child?
Young men are very dangerous and violent if you don't discipline them. I grew up in Hollywood. A lot of kids didn't have a good male figure. The securities were corrupted, their families were not taking care of them. Grew up in chaos. Men, a lot of physical energy.
I grew up with just a mom, and it doesn't.
Me too.
I don't need a father figure to say don't do that. It doesn't need to be a father. She could be a feminine figure and still giving me discipline. So, I was raised without drugs, without any alcohol issues or any stuff like that. I went to school, I got my degree. I'm someone who would have said was raised properly with two parents, and I only had one.
Did you find that masculine energy from other people in your life, like a teacher, a coach, a friend, family friend, an uncle, something?
I mean, not really.
But you got it from your mom.
Yeah, I
You got
mean,
it
I
from
guess.
your mama.
Yeah, I got
Right?
it from my mama. Exactly.
Straight men are manlier than gay men.
I've seen straight men that are very effeminate. I've seen gay men that are very, very manly.
There's a lot of stereotypes associated with gay men, like the high voice, the certain ways of
Feminine.
walking, the feminine energy. So I think if we take like a percentage of the amount of gay men that are feminine versus a percentage of the straight men who are feminine, the gay men would be a high percentage. That being said, it depends on your definition of masculinity. Like what is manly? Does that mean like doing manly sports and having body hair and not taking care of yourself? Because I think some people think that like washing your butt is gay, which is like, disgusting.
Never heard that.
Or getting your nails done.
Right, nails, earrings, whatever it might be.
I guess just to add what he said, also, it's like I know some gay guys who are super straight and masculine, and you would never
Very.
tell that they're gay. So
I agree completely. It's about what your definition of masculine and feminine is, because people present in many different ways. I mean, I do drag, and I also like keep a mustache or have body hair when I do drag. It's very confusing to people. So many people would probably think that I'm full feminine, but then I also like can do the other side as well. Like I do production, I do carpentry, like I know how to do like those male roles.
Yeah, and not just masculine and feminine, but the manly concept. Like,
Right.
what does it mean to be manly? Is it a traditional way? Yeah, where you're like hairy and you don't take care of yourself or you smell bad or whatever.
Yeah, and like
You're
men who
super
have sex
strong.
with men obviously are like, that's not manly to many cultures, but ultimately it's
Yeah.
like the most manly thing because you are like
taking a dig.
well, you're going back to say
Deadass.
Roman Empire, Greek Empire, these places they went to war, they were away from their wives, they had male concubines. This was like not seen as gay. It was just seen as like, I'm a man, I have sexual desires, I need to take it out, boom, there it is, right? Being the most perfectly physical specimen, which is, I feel like, what many people think is like, all gay guys are ripped and they're like beautiful and all of these things. That's still a manly perspective, right?
Well, and I think it has a lot to do with like strength. Like, being strong, that means you're manly. But I would argue that emotional strength is underrated, especially when it comes to men. Through the gay experience, the coming out experience, the delving into ourselves that gay men have had to do to come to terms with the fact that they're gay, they're not what everyone else expects them to be, and then eventually having to come out, that I would argue is a strength and is manly.
You're affirming your self-confidence.
Encountered a lot of straight men who are very emotionally like insecure. They'll mask themselves with manliness to hide that insecurity. Basically, without working on themselves, they try to put it out into the world and attack others instead of
Dealing with their problems.
dealing with their own problems, exactly. And then that's sort of touted as masculine.
That's toxic masculinity,
100%.
and I would argue so not manly, not a sign of strength.
Yeah.
May I, as a man, as an ostracized man holding down the last line of manhood, as all good opinions, but as a man, the innocence they are, it's just something. You know when you see it.
Why did you move over here?
Because at first I think I was trying to be politically correct, but I do, after listening to your answer, I do think that in the terms of what society determines what masculine is, yes, straight men are more traditionally masculine.
I am more comfortable hanging out with people of the same sexuality as me than not. Jamal, do you have like equal amount of straight and gay friends?
I wouldn't say I have equal amount of gay and straight friends, but I've encountered plenty of gay people that I'm totally cool with, that we've been friends. I guess I do have more straight friends, so maybe I should say I'm more comfortable in that sense, but I really don't mind either way.
I grew up with a lot of straight. All my friends were straight.
Were you straight at that time?
No, I was in the closet, but I still got along fine. And growing up now, I'm openly gay and I'm out. I have more gay friends, but I also have a lot of straight friends too. Just my inner circle is mostly gay guys, but I don't have if somebody invites me out and it's just a bunch of straight people, I would not mind going out because I would still have a good time.
Straight men and gay men don't really intermix well because just straight men are not sexual like that, and gay men are a little more sexual, and that's why women don't like a lot of men, because a lot of men are like straight being sexual with them. Most men, I don't think they feel comfortable with sexual energy like that coming in like that. You know what I mean? When I used to drive Uber, when the gay guy opens the door, like, oh hey, like, oh boy.
No.
You know what? Most men.
Is that sexual or just friendly?
That's what I'm gonna say. So I agree with you completely.
You know what? Men don't perceive that friendliness as friendliness. We perceive it as sexuality. You know what I mean?
Like you do, or
Again,
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
was
gonna
saying,
do better.
those are not like my firm opinions. I'm just saying observations.
I personally am more comfortable hanging out with gay people because of this exact thing, that straight men assume that gay men they have a sexual interaction with
we
them.
don't know much about gay men.
And that's
What can
not
I
even the
say? We
case.
don't.
It's not.
It's
So like,
not
I
even
am
the
not
case.
sexually
We're scared
attracted to
mostly.
you. You wouldn't be friends with me based on judgments. And
No, I'm
I've also
saying,
made wait, hold on. I've also made the same judgments that I wouldn't be friends with you based on your reaction to me with no knowledge of who I am or where I'm from
or what
I
also.
like to do. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm more comfortable hanging out with gay people because automatically there is a commonality that we
Exactly.
understand that, like, we are going for the same thing sexually, and we are going for the same thing probably,
Exactly.
like,
you don't even
culturally.
know if he's a top or a bottom, you know?
And we straight men are like that. We talk about the Roman Empire. We talk about women.
No, we don't.
All of my life, I've seen gay people doing their thing in West Hollywood, straight. But there, of course, there's intermixing.
We're all over.
Maybe
baby.
I'm
We're
fucked
not
up
just in
that.
West
I don't know.
Hollywood.
I could be fucked up
We've
in that. I
actually
don't
moved
know.
towards Silver Lake.
Right? Downtown LA too.
Yeah.
The way they gay people are, naturally, straight men don't perceive it with open arms. That's what I'm saying. Any culture, anywhere
Why?
you go, it's just the way it is.
When you say straight men don't take it that way, are you saying like because they're afraid of it, or are you saying that?
No,
there's
not
something-
afraid of it. Just don't like it.
Right,
It's like
but
dude,
why?
in the middle of the day, it's like 8 in the morning.
Sure.
You see like a gay guy like, oh hey, like God, there's 8 in the morning. I gotta do this
Bro, I
report.
had to listen to you talk the way you were talking this
I
morning.
know, terrible.
Come on,
I'm so I apologize.
And what if a girl is
I know I
acting like
should've been-
that?
Yeah, I was gonna
Right?
say, what if it was the
Cool
other?
life.
What if a girl walked in your Uber and was like acting super
Never
crazy?
happened. Females
But what
always
if,
reserved.
What if that happened?
Because you guys oppressed them.
What if that would happen? Would you drive away?
That is cool because as a guy, if you see a
What?
female interested in you, it doesn't happen often. But when hey,
I don't necessarily hang out with or prefer to hang out with anybody else based on their orientation. They're just people to me.
I would date someone who has hooked up with one or more of my friends.
Hooked up?
Lord.
Well, okay.
How many times and when did they do it?
Right? Yeah.
I am all about finding the right connection and just clicking with people that I like and that I can hang out with. So it doesn't matter to me now that, you know, if you hooked up with one of my friends, if we have a good connection and we get along and we're cool, then I wouldn't mind it. You know, why not?
The only reason I would be reserved to not date somebody because of who they've been with is if I think the person they've been with is like a poor judgment of character in general, because then that would be a judgment of the person I'm dating as well.
Jacob, I feel like for your answer, you actually agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I should be over here?
Yeah, like
You
you
would
would.
date
Oh,
somebody.
I would, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain. It's just something that straight men mostly resort to. When you see some of your friends hooked up with this girl, you kind of, you know, you don't want to date or it's too much emotional baggage.
Yeah, but a man and a woman is different because if I was straight, I definitely wouldn't want a girl that's like slept with multiple like of my friends.
You wouldn't want to?
No. a woman,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. The
But a
same
guy's
is- yeah.
like
That's why
a
I'm-
guy.
But is it
Yes,
because you
yeah,
think it's
yeah,
gonna happen
exactly.
again?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just a weird thing.
It just creates
You know.
too much of an awkward
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, it's an awkward
I thought about
situation.
Something from the
that.
past that I
was
don't want to
nah,
bring back into the
if I was
present.
straight,
Yeah, it's
no.
too
It's in the
awkward.
past. Keep it in the
Not worth
past.
it. Keep it in the past. Move on. There's 8 billion people.
What if that person you find that you really connected with and you're really into her, but are you gonna deprive yourself from that opportunity or, you know, that relationship just because she slept with one of your friends? She could be the love of your life and you could have said, no, never mind, because you slept with my friend. So I'm not taking myself away from those opportunities. If there's a connection, if we really connected, I mean, who cares if you slept with
Shit,
him? Or,
Kanye
Yeah,
took-
like, wait,
chill.
Ryan, so, you know, with your fiance, what if she's the love of your life, she's the only woman you want to be with? What if you found out tomorrow that 15 years ago, she hooked up with one of your friends?
I'm not gonna end things just because I found out she was with one of my friends. That was from the past. But I'm looking at it like, what if it happened now, like, or if it was more recent?
It takes a real
Like-
man to say something like that.
I've changed because I think it's important to have a conversation with your friend. Like, they're your friend. Like, is this okay? It could have been 15 years ago. It could have been your last partner. I really just feel like it depends on the person that they're trying to hook up with and how connected you were with them.
That's
but
true.
also the question was, would I date them? I would probably sleep with them, but not date them.
Thank y'all so much for watching. Do gay men and straight men think the same? And we'll see you next time.